Hello, beautiful people. Carl here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. And it's a horror movie reaction time. Very excited to check this out because I haven't actually seen any of the trailers up to this point. I know of its existence, but I wasn't too sure if it was out yet or if it had anything really outside from a cover I'd seen and a mention of it. But it is Bambi the Reckoning. Yes, another one of those, here's your childhood thing turned into horror. And yes, it is tiresome overall. However, this particular series of films comes from the Twisted Childhood universe, which is the name given to Jagged Edge Productions and the people related to that studio and all of the people related to that and their films and a series up to date, which has been Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. Of course, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, very, very successful, and the second one did pretty well too. Neither were particularly great films, but they certainly showed promise, and I enjoyed both. The second one more than the first, I think. But Neverland Nightmare was the game changer for me. I generally think that was a brilliant movie. I think it was a great film, and while there are tons and tons of variations on this, and of course, films being made by other companies and all over the place, the one to pay attention is this particular thread, this particular group of movies. And the latest of theirs is Bambi: The Reckoning, obviously based on the Bambi story, which I'm not going to mention the big old company. You all know who created the original Bambi. Is it that? No, not created the original Bambi. Who did the animated film version of Bambi. I don't even know actually. Where the hell does Bambi come from? Bambi. I don't know. What should I search for? Bambi public domain. The novel Bambi: A Life in the Woods entered the public domain in the US in 2022. Right, the original text of the novel. So I didn't know it was a novel. There we go. But the 1942 Disney animated film remains protected by copyright. There we go. So they're getting away with this because they're focusing and using the novel aspect rather than the Disney aspect. But of course, the two probably cross over quite cleverly, and they can get away with a hell of a lot with this. I'm intrigued. Bambi the Reckoning. I have no idea what we're doing here. Killer deer? Let's check it out. Obviously, it's all we ever do. Thumper! No, I don't feel like Thumper is a Disney thing.
He's dead, isn't he? The driver.
Okay. Oh, is that Nicola Wright? Great start.
I did tell you, didn't I? I did tell you not to come.
Bringing it here.
Yeah, Nicola Wright, cool. Who we got as in the cast there? Roxanne McKee, Tom Mulhern, Nicola Wright, Samara Mighty, Alex Cook. Cool names. I really hope it does stay and keep on the sillier side of things. I watched a few kind of, particularly in the last year, similar kind of monster movies with something innocent. The last one I think I watched was called Rippy, which is about a killer undead kangaroo, and that like I said, should have been silly and fun, but it was so serious that it actually was infuriatingly boring. I hope this film leans towards the silliness, puts the focus on the deer. It's clearly an undead or demonic deer. Just lets it go on a rampage. gore it up. You tell a story, of course, and I hope that story like has a an interesting narrative that makes use of its great cast. They're often very good at doing that. But you just let this deer go to town on a bunch of people, ripping them apart. It looks like that might be the case, but it looked like a dark film as well, and looked like a little bit heavy in stages. But I'm hoping that that's kind of the idea. I feel like the company behind it, I feel like the guys behind it know what they're doing now. And there were times where I thought, God damn, the deer looked really good. There's a scene where that woman is just running through it and it's chasing it. It looks fantastic. There are others where you can tell the CGI is a bit dodgy, but again, it's a low budget offering. I don't mind that at all, as long as it's fun. I just want it to be fun. But that's not to say like that's the only way it can be good. I go back to Peter Pan's Never a Nightmare, which wasn't particularly fun, but god damn was it done really, really well. It's crazy. I have a love-hate relationship with Jagged Edge Productions. I've not always been the kindest about their movies. I've been critical of other elements of them, and I will continue to be so because that's critics for you. That's critical, thinking. I'm just one person. I don't like a movie. I'll say I don't like the movie and what I don't like about the movie. That's very important, I think. I think I've grown up over the years, and I'm better at describing or explaining myself, and perhaps doing it in a more better way. But yeah, my love-hate relationship extends to the fact that, to the point where I also like, as much as the times when I've been negative about what they do, there are times when I've absolutely loved what they do, and I'm finding myself more appreciative of who they are and what they bring to the horror scene. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to love everything. Just because I love the last film doesn't mean I'm going to love this. This could be terrible. There were moments during it where I think, okay, it does feel a bit so-so, and I've seen this film before, but I'm more than willing to give it a shot. I always am. I'm always excited, particularly because obviously they use a lot of the same cast. And a lot of the same people work with them, and that just brings familiarity. I know the style, but it's not to the extent where it feels repetitive. This twisted childhood universe thing is something I'm very excited to explore with them. I'm looking forward to sort of seeing what comes next as well after this. I'm glad. I'm glad they're doing this, which is crazy because I would normally hate this kind of franchise stuff. And I've been critical of the turning childhood stuff into horror and the fact that that's going to eventually have diminishing results, if not already. But hell, I'm supporting them on this. And I'm excited to see Bambi the Reckoning. I really, really am. I hope it's as good as I think it could be. We shall see. What do you reckon? You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do. Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.